Welcome back. This video today is going to covering all the different terrains that are in up front. We start with the easiest one. Every card's backside is called, you can play it like this, and then it's open terrain. It has no effect on no modifiers and whatsoever, so it's very simple. It's just open terrain. This brush is very easy. It's basically a -1 to all incoming fire if you are in the brush. Woods are also very simple. It's -2 points if you are -2 for the incoming fire if you are in the woods. This asterisk tells you that it's not -2 against mortar fire, so the shell burst, or what do you call it, when it explodes over in the top of the trees. Hill, it's not that hard at all. It says this plus means it has positive attack for you modifier when you fire out, and it's a negative when you fire upon. So incoming fire you subtract 1, and outgoing fire you add 1 because you're on a hill, so you have an advantage. But the asterisk here says only if target/firing group is not also on a hill. So of course, if both are on a hill, you are at the same elevation. What these have in common, why I took here, because we have other buildings down here, it's also very easy, but what these four have in common, you can entrench. And I was planning to make a separate video on all different kinds of soul actions that one group can do. But if you have an unpinned group, a group with non-combat units pinned, you can, as a soul action, try to entrench. It's meaning not they starting shuffling, make a foxhole, but more likely they scour the closest terrain area and see if they can find a little better advantage, some natural rock or fallen tree or something like that, or some kind of more trying to find a little better terrain. What you do is you reveal the top card of the deck, and if it's a black 0 or a red 0 in the random number check, which means this number for the card flipped, you get this shit to put on the card, and it effectively adds -1 to all incoming fire. Subtract. Here we have buildings, very easy. They have different values here depending on what kind of building it is, but buildings -2 or 3 usually, so also very simple. You cannot fire mortar from here, or you cannot entrench, as I have put all the entrench cards up here, because you cannot dig a foxhole in here. Wall have -2, or if the firing is directly opposite. So if this group A is here and group A enemy fires, you have -2. Otherwise you have -1. Very easy, because the wall is in that kind of way. And all these, of course, are as before said. When you play if you are in the hill and you play one movement card, you are still considered to be on the hill. It's after you play the second movement card, you leave the hill completely and considered to be in open ground. Or if you have played one movement card and then played another terrain card, then you also swap terrain. Marsh is a little bit different. This card has a little specific stuff going on. First of all, it's misprinted. It says we should see here. No, yeah, sorry, here. This is misprinted. It should be a minus here. You do not. It's not easier to fire on someone in the marsh. You subtract 1 when firing out, because you're in a swamp marsh, so it's not so easy for you to fire out and get a good position to fire. But it's not it's not also easier to fire on you. You still have some cover from the marsh. So this is actually a misprint. It should be minus here. You take away. You take away from the fire out, but you also take away, subtract from the incoming fire, like the brush and stuff. But the thing is, if you're in a marsh, it's not so easy to get away. So the first card you need to play is played like this. That is that you start getting through the marsh, and the next card you can play, the next card you play must be a movement card, and that movement card can be any kind. It can be a flank movement card, so you get the flank ability. It can be played like a regular to start moving, or and so on. You can play a second movement card like this, and do not advance the range hit. So for the first movement card must be played like this. It's represent the burden of getting through a marsh. Stream, usually played on an opponent, because this is not good for you. It takes away from your fire. You do not get any cover. When you have a stream on you, you can either play a ford movement card like this to automatically start fording the stream, or you can draw a random card. You can draw a random card from the deck. You can play a normal move like this, and then you draw a random card and look for a black random number check. So for example, if you would pull this one, you would succeed the fording. This card stays here, and the next card you play can be any kind of situation. You can be like this or like this. So you need to either have a ford card or trying to do a random check for a black card, and then you start fording. You could also again play like this to just do not advance the range hit, but you can also play normal forward too. One question is, I think I was sure of it before, if you play a flank like this, and you also pull, you say you pull this card, and okay, it's a black one, so you succeed the fording. I think you also get the flank. You do not do it. You do not get the flank opportunity for the first card on the marsh, but if you start fording with a flank card and you get the you get the black number, I believe you get this flank opportunity on another crew. But otherwise, if you would have pulled this card, for example, red, this card would just go away. Then we have Minefield. I have never played with it because I have not played those scenarios yet. But basically, someone plays this on you, and what happens then is you do a random position check. 5 guys in the group. Number 4 guy is hit with a 5 plus a draw of the pile. Boom. Just adding the number, ignoring color. So 5 plus 3 is 8, which would have been pretty devastating for that guy. Reaction is not allowed, of course. You can exit, as it says here, exit with 2 side moves. Random number check above 3 causes attack. You can start moving, and if you I don't have the rule book with me, but there are you can try to take this away, and if you by drawing removal, if you get a black random number check that is bigger and equal to 5, so then you get to remove it. I'm not totally sure if this is all the information. The rulebook had it. I just read it, but it was like a whole page just because talking about different kinds how you can remove it. You can try to go away out of it, but then it would practically hit you. We can maybe put some correction in the description about this. Smoke can be played, this is artificial terrain, can be played on a group which has an ASL or an SL, squad leader or assistant squad leader, and it's basically subtract all incoming fire and subtract all outgoing fire. It's a smoke, and it's removed when someone draw a random number check and there is a breeze here, then it's removed. Or if you play, if you have 2 movement cards played, then it's also removed. Or if you play place a terrain card, it's also removed, because then you have swapped position. Wire card is placed in as a discard on somebody else. It basically has this effect: all outgoing fire minus and all incoming fire is added. So this is very bad for you. You're in a wire. It's also said in the rulebook. Do not think of it as only a wire. It's all random kind of bad stuff that can happen to some persons, a group, during a firefight. So it can be snake bite. It can be whatever you want it to be, basically. But it's easy to just call it wire. It can be some kind of stray bullet and stuff like that. You play a movement card like this, boom, to just remove it. That is the sole action that group can do. You cannot do it if you have any pinned personality cards. So you need to first rally if they are pinned, and then you can play any kind of move, throw it away. The move do not get to advance range hit or flank or support like that. You place the movement card just to take away this. I think everything was correct here, except a bit about the mine. Maybe I will do a correction of that later. Thank you.